I am here welcoming you to my new video in my channel Literature in Chunk. In this quiz session, I will be picking up some of the important questions that has been asked in the previous year question paper of UGC NTA NET. The topic will be literary criticism and I will analyze the question, the answer and the topic whichever will come. So before starting the video, I would like to tell you that the more you read, the more you can get a clearer understanding of the concept. Don't go with the quotation, rather go with the concept. Conceptual understanding plays a vital role in understanding the conceptual question and also question with the quotation in the exam. So without much delay, let's begin with the video. Before we beginning, I would like to request you to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get the notification of the new videos as soon as I upload them. So let's start. The first question in front of you goes like, by which two of the following process, according to Michel Foucault, does power operate? And the options given below are by right rather than technique, by normalization rather than law, by control rather than punishment, by repression rather than agreement. And you have to choose the correct option given in the pairs. The first pair, A and C, second B and C, third B and D, and fourth A and D. You have to choose the correct one. And the right answer is B and C. By normalization rather than law, by control rather than punishment. According to the most renowned theory of Michel Foucault, power and knowledge intimately connected. For an example, I would like to take a coin. Then power and knowledge will be the sides of a coin. Both coexist together. Having one side, it means having the other side also. If power is the base of knowledge, knowledge is also the base of the power. On the other hand, we have his concept, state apparatus, in which he defines that there are two types of apparatus. One of them is repressive state apparatus and the other one is the ideological state apparatus. The first one is by force and the second one is by ideas, which works with consent. So here he basically talks about the ideological state apparatus in the question. Moving forward, we have another question in front of you, that is the great English novelist like Austen, George Eliot and Joseph Conrad. Which one of the following text begin with the above assertion? And you have the options given below. Walter Allen, the English novel, Terry Ellington, the English novel, F.R. Leavis, The Great Tradition, Len Watt, Rise of the Novel. And you have to choose the right option over there. And the right answer is F.R. Leavis, The Great Tradition. The Great Tradition is the concept given by F.R. Leavis, which justifies or acclaim that whoever is following the tradition of Jane Austen as a novelist will be added in the list of the great English novelist. This concept is given in a book which is named as The Great Tradition, which starts with the line which is given in the question. The great English novelists are Austen, George Eliot and Joseph Conrad. Moving forward, we have another question. Which two writers have written essays on defense of poetry? And the options are Sir Philip Sidney, P.B. Shelley, Matthew Arnold, T.S. Eliot. You have to choose the correct option given below in pairs. And the first were A and D, second A and C, third C and D, fourth A and B. Choose the correct one. And the correct answer is A and B, Sir Philip Sidney and P.B. Shelley. So, if we look at the work Defense of Poetry by Sir Philip Sidney, which is also known as Apology for Poetry, a work in literary criticism, It's a work in response to another work by Stephen Gushon. In this book, he justifies poetry and re-establishes the value of poetry. Stephen Gushon is the writer who, following the tradition of Plato, criticizes poetry. Plato is the ancient critic who abandoned poetry in the Idle Republic and put some allegations against poetry. Stephen Gushon also follows the tradition and criticizes poetry and said poetry is not a idle literary genre in the literary field. In response of this work, Sir Philip Sidney has written down Defense of Poetry, where he justifies the value of poetry, re-establishes the value of poetry. On the other hand, A Defense of Poetry is the essay work written by P.B. Shelley, a romantic writer, where he analyzes inner essence of poetry on the context of romanticism. Shelley opposes the language concept given by Coleridge. According to Coleridge, language is the main thing of poetry. Language is differentiating poetry and prose. But to Shelley, poetry is something that can connect you to the eternity, and whoever is succeed in writing down such piece can be awarded to the place of a poet. One of the famous quote from his work, from this work, Defense of Poetry by P.B. Shelley, goes like, "Poets are the unacknowledged legislators of the world." That is the well-known quotation by P.B. Shelley from this work, Defense of Poetry. Moving forward, we have another question in front of you. Why did T.S. Eliot assert that Virgil, not Homer, is the poet of Europe? And the options given below are: there are some initial moral concerns in Virgil. Virgil belongs to the Roman period. Homer was a pagan who was a renegade. Virgil wrote in Latin while Homer wrote in Greek. You have to choose the right answer from there. And the right answer is, there are some initial moral concern in Virgil. I have completed the session here, and I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you find the video informative. If you enjoy the video, like, share, and subscribe. I will be coming with another video as soon as possible. And till then, take care, bye bye, and stay tuned.